Hello everyone and welcome back to Bricks and Dragons. Today we are working on what is the Ghost in a Shell Tachikoma. So as you see, I already have one put together. It was a set that came as two. Let's see. I don't remember the name brand. This is the box I had gotten it in. It was a set of two. It was, I think, $13 for the two of them. We'll get this together and we will kind of go from there. It is a simple instructions. It's only 119 pieces. So making it easier for myself, what I had kind of done in the first one is I just kind of folded this in half so I could just see exactly what I really needed to see to start off with. And we just kind of go from there. So they are using some pieces in some interesting ways that I'd never even thought of, and we will see how this goes. Okay, so now we got both of them together. There are a couple little changes that I made. Really, it comes down to they had a different piece designed for this. It was supposed to just be like a regular hand grasp piece or whatever, and that should be sitting out here. I left this off because initially I didn't have the feet flared out as far, so I had a problem where it wanted to tip back a little bit more. So what I did is I took that extra piece here and I kind of put it in the back to hopefully help stabilize that. So if for nothing else, if I have this up a little bit, hopefully it only goes back so far. I figured, well, that would be a good use for that. So the interesting thing about these builds is, we're using space helmets or motorcycle helmets to cover up their joints right here, which is interesting. It makes things a little difficult because you can't just get in there quite well, but it does work. So I'm not bashing it or anything else. It's just a little different take on how to use these pieces. I don't know if maybe a round piece like this underneath here would kind of stabilize that a little bit more or not. Either way, it is pretty good. For my purpose, these are going to be a little bit more of a static piece, so not that big of a deal. But for Ghost in a Shell, seeing that you have a Tachikoma, like I said, this was a 2-pack set for, I believe it was like $13. So you're definitely not going to have a character in there. Could you, if this was a real? Yeah, you probably could. It's got pretty much the features. This goes up a little higher than I think it should, but on the other hand, for the limitations that we have, I think it works pretty good. If this was a little wider, maybe it would work out a little bit better, but the Tachikomas were supposed to be fairly small. So as far as that goes, not a real big deal here. I can spin the wheels a little bit, a little here and a little there to really make it look a little bit better. I just kind of left it alone for the most part. So now they're all pretty much in line to roll around. Of course, they're not going to roll anyways. The underside here works pretty good for me. We have their cannon sitting there. The arms are not going to move all that much. So if you're looking at arms that are going to move, they have other sets that are more expensive. Those sets may have more functionality on those, but this does keep it relatively to the right scale for our figures. So, if you get the bigger ones, I don't know how well that's going to work. I really don't know. But as far as this goes, it works really well. As you saw, I was deviating from this a little bit, only because I had already put the other one together. So I was able to make it go a little bit faster. And that's the only reason why. Otherwise, I was following everything through, trying to make sure I was doing it right. And then you saw in the second one, I had to come back because I kind of missed this part here. And then I flipped. I was already over to here working on all this stuff. So not a major deal. We got her all together, which I didn't think it, I figured if I get one together, the second one should go a lot faster. It does look pretty good. This all works out really nicely. I think it's a great addition. Now all I have to do is maybe find and see if I can't get the rest of the cast from Ghost in the Shell for the minifigures, and that would be really cool. But if for nothing else, we have 2 Tachikoma. So, really cool. These are fairly decent sets. As far as getting it for little kids, I don't know. Definitely for teenagers to adults, not a problem. Some of these don't, these 2 pieces don't sit the greatest. There's only really one stud holding them on. So for those that like to glue, you might want to glue that. I'm not a big fan of gluing a lot of stuff, so I don't do it much. There's only a couple things I've ever glued for Lego. I'm sure these are all knockoff pieces made in China, so if you're concerned about it, there you are. Maybe this gives you an idea as to what pieces to order if you do want to try and do this in Lego itself. I don't know if I'd want to redo this. This is a heavier piece in the back, so I just don't know how you'd redo that to make it a little lighter. The only thing I could come up with is if you were just using regular boat pieces for like the hull, like kind of how this is. I don't know. I don't have any actual answers for that. It would be really cool to be able to sit a figure in there, but I don't know how you're going to attach all that onto there either, unless you go underneath here or something. I just don't know. For me, I'm just going to leave them be. I'm happy with them. And we'll just go from there. So, all right. And with that, thank you for watching. Thanks for visiting. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.